This is Engine 25. This is the busiest engine company within Colerain. Our primary role with this apparatus that we have here is responding to EMS runs. So we'll go with the medic unit if it's more of an acute run or an ALS based one. And then obviously we respond to structure fires and any other type of fire detail that would be needed on. So obviously the primary difference between this and our ladder truck, the ladder truck does not have any water. This is going to be our primary water-related apparatus that we have. So going to a structure fire, for example, this is where the hose lines are and then basically the water supply to be able to suppress the fire at that point. We want to project that image that we're here to help, whether it's on a run per se, or if it's just in general being able to help somebody with if the car broke down, or just an overall feeling of safety and them knowing that we're just ready to give back to our community. So on the front bumper, we do have one section of hose. That's going to be a smaller length of hose. It's 100 foot at 1 3/4 inches. So this is our primary car fire line. So any car fires that we have, this is going to be the line that we're going to deploy on that. Kind of moving back, this is the side that our officer sits on. They're the ones who do all the radio traffic and then ultimately make most of the decisions on every single run that we have. We have almost all the capabilities that a medic unit does within a limited measure. So we have oxygen, we have stuff to run, any type of cardiac arrest or anything like that. So we could respond and our medic units could be out. So we would have to wait for another medic unit to come responding. So we're still able to run a majority of calls that we're able to without that. This is the officer side panel, I guess you could say. So it has discharges or intakes. So basically what that means is anything that's a discharge is water going out from the truck. Anything that's an intake is bringing water into the truck. So the first compartment that we have here is primarily our hand tools. So anything that we need going into a fire or any type of incident, this is going to be our majority of our hand tools that we're going to use. And then our rat pack, which is a pretty important piece of equipment for us. So whenever we have a structure fire, one of our companies is going to bring this up, and that's if we have a firefighter go down within a structure. It has a larger size bottle of air, so that if they're running out of air, we can connect to their bottle and supply them with air, along with other tools that we may need to get them out of the structure. Cool. Here is going to be our extinguisher compartment. So we have 3 different types of extinguishers, depending on what kind of scenario it is. Here is more of our technical rescue, I guess you could say, for the engine. So like I said, we were water rescue equipped and ice rescue. So within these red bags, those are our water suits and our ice suits. So on the way to a run, we'll have one of our technicians put on the suit to basically be ready to go. On the back compartment, we have chainsaw, cones, and then a porter power, which is something that we could use for car fires and extrications. So that's the bigger difference between us and the ladder truck that we have. They have the full-size extrication equipment. This is kind of like a handheld version of it that we actually have to pump. So kind of going down the driver's side now. This is kind of like a various compartment that we have. The blue buckets are a dry zorb, so whenever we have an auto accident with liquid spilling out, we put that down and it basically soaks up everything, so that way it doesn't go down in the drain or cause any further accidents with it being slick. Orange bucket up top is decon. So after a structure fire, we have everybody come out and we have a whole decon process that we do to get a majority of the debris and carcinogens and whatnot off of us. We still come back and wash our gear after every structure fire. So this is the FAO, or the driver's compartment. So basically this has various types of connections and stuff that we would be able to use if we need to connect 2 lines, or if we're going into another district where they have different type of threads. So there's 3 different type of threads that people use. We have Cincinnati, National Standard, and Fairfield. So everybody kind of operates differently. We try to get everybody on a national standard, so that way it's the same across the board, but we're always not lucky enough that it happens. So we have everything just in case we run into that case. The back here is where what we call our back steps. So those are the people who are actually deploying the lines, hitting the hydrants. They're the majority of the time we run with 3. and it just kind of depends on the staffing. Today we're lucky and we actually have 4, which is always very nice, just because the more manpower that we have on the fires, the better. We always say that there's safety in numbers, so the more people we could actually get on a fire, the better it is for us and the safer it is for everybody on scene. So they're equipped with their SCBAs, and the red bag is their mask, and then obviously you can see all the gear that we have here. So we like to be out the door on any type of run within 2 minutes. That's kind of our main goal. So if a run comes in overnight, we try to get down to the bay, dressed in our bunker gear, and out the door within 2 minutes. Is kind of like our golden standard. We try to be quicker than that, obviously, especially with structure fires. We're usually pretty good about getting out the door pretty quick. So the other side, like I was talking, was the officer. So they have the computer that basically has all the information about the run that we're going to, and then they can pull up the maps on there and kind of give an idea of where the incident's happening, and it also has hydrants on it. So it'll be pretty nice for us whenever we have that to be like, there's a hydrant across the street. So it gives us a little bit more information, and it's easier for us once we get on scene. This is the FAO, or the driver's seat. So they're the main ones who obviously get it to the scene, and then they're going to be the ones actually putting the pump into operation and getting the hose lines charged. All right.